The greatest gift, understanding love through God's eyes. When Jesus was asked what the greatest commandment was, he replied, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind." This is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. Matthew 22 verses 37 to 39. These two commandments encapsulate the essence of what it means to live a life of love. Loving God with all our heart, soul, and mind means putting Him first in everything. It means surrendering our will to His and allowing His love to transform us from the inside out. As we love God more deeply, we are empowered to love others more fully. The two are inseparable. Loving our neighbor as ourselves requires us to see others as God sees them, as beloved creations, worthy of dignity and respect. It calls us to go beyond superficial kindness and extend genuine care and compassion to those around us. Love is the greatest gift we have ever received. It is the essence of life, the heartbeat of humanity, and the purest reflection of God's nature. The Bible tells us that God is love, 1 John 4 verses 8. If we can grasp the depth of this truth, we begin to understand that love is not just an emotion or a fleeting feeling, but rather a divine calling. Love is the foundation of everything good in this world, and it is through love that we are connected not only to God but to one another. When we think of love, many ideas come to mind: romantic relationships, family ties, or the deep friendships we cherish. Yet, love is so much more than these expressions. It is an unending wellspring of grace, compassion, and selflessness. To truly understand love is to understand that it is the force that binds us, a divine thread woven into the fabric of our being. It transcends circumstance, emotions, and human understanding. Love is the language of the heart, one that God speaks fluently and calls us to do the same. One of the most profound descriptions of love can be found in 1 Corinthians 13 verses 4 to 7. Asterisk, love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Asterisk, these verses lay the foundation for understanding the selflessness that love demands. Love is patient and kind. At its core, love requires patience. We live in a fast-paced world where instant gratification is often sought, but true love waits. Love waits for others to grow, to heal, and to understand. It is patient because it knows that life is a journey, and not everyone is at the same point on the path. When we are patient, we give others the space to be themselves, to fail, and to rise again without fear of judgment or condemnation. Kindness is love in action. It is the small gestures, a smile, a helping hand, a word of encouragement that make a significant difference. When we practice kindness, we reflect the love that God has shown us. He is kind even when we fall short, and we are called to extend that same grace to those around us. Acts of kindness may seem small, but they are powerful ripples that can change the course of someone's day and even their life. Love does not envy or boast. Envy and pride are the enemies of love. When we are envious, we are unable to celebrate the success of others. Love, on the other hand, rejoices in the blessings of others, knowing that each person's journey is unique and divinely orchestrated. Boasting stems from pride, but love remains humble, always seeking to uplift others rather than draw attention to itself. In a world that encourages competition and self-promotion, love calls us to humility, to celebrate others and recognize that all we have is a gift from God. Love is not self-seeking. One of the most radical aspects of love is that it seeks the good of others. It is not self-centered or consumed with personal gain. Jesus demonstrated this perfectly when He gave His life for us on the cross. John 15 verse 13. His love was sacrificial, putting our needs above His own. In our daily lives, we are called to mirror this kind of selflessness. Whether in our families, friendships, or communities, love compels us to prioritize the needs of others. When we live out this truth, we discover that in giving, we receive far more than we could have ever imagined. Love keeps no record of wrongs. Forgiveness is one of the most challenging aspects of love. Human nature tends to hold on to grudges, nursing wounds, and keeping track of the ways we've been wronged. But love calls us to release these burdens, to forgive as we have been forgiven. Ephesians 4 verse 32. True love does not hold on to past mistakes or keep score of offenses. Instead, it lets go, understanding that forgiveness is not just for the other person but for ourselves as well. Forgiveness is a choice, one that we must make repeatedly. It is a process of healing, and through it, we experience the freedom that only love can bring. As we forgive, we break the chains that bind us to the past and open ourselves to the future that God has planned for us. Love always protects, trusts, hopes, and perseveres. Love is a shield. It protects the vulnerable and defends the weak. When we love someone, we stand by their side, offering them support and security. Love creates a safe space where people can be themselves without fear of rejection or harm. Trust is the foundation of any relationship, and love thrives on trust. It believes in the goodness of others, giving them the benefit of the doubt. Love does not dwell on suspicion or doubt, but rather, it chooses to trust, knowing that trust builds the foundation for deeper connection. Hope is the fuel that keeps love alive. Even in the darkest moments, love holds onto hope. It sees beyond the current circumstances and believes in the possibility of change, growth, and renewal. Hope is the anchor that keeps us grounded when the storms of life rage around us. It is the light that guides us through the darkness, reminding us that God's love is always present, even when we cannot see it. Perseverance is the hallmark of true love. Love does not give up, even when things get tough. It endures through trials and challenges, standing firm in the face of adversity. When we love with perseverance, we reflect God's unwavering love for us. A love that never gives up, never wavers, and never ends. A love that transforms. Ultimately, love has the power to transform lives. When we love as God calls us to love, we become agents of change in the world. Love heals wounds, bridges divides, and brings people together. It is through love that we experience the fullness of life that God intends for us. In a world that is often divided by hatred, fear, and misunderstanding, love is the answer. It is the antidote to the pain and suffering that so many experience. And it starts with us, with simple acts of kindness, with a heart that forgives, and with a spirit that perseveres. As we walk in love, may we remember the words of 1 John 4 verse 19. We love because He first loved us. It is God's love that empowers us to love others, and it is through this love that we fulfill our greatest calling.